We have been having an incredible week. This is night 6 of 7. We've got one more tomorrow, so definitely come back. We're happy to have you here with us tonight. This whole week, over the course of the week, we're featuring 39 different dance companies. And over that time, you'll see 11 different countries represented. And we have 24 either world, US, or New York City premieres. So it's a big one, and I'm really happy to have you be a part of it. We're going to have a little panel discussion before the actual performance this evening. But before we do that, I just want to introduce Ahmad Salem, our Executive Director.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 43rd Annual Battery Dance Festival. Another beautiful day in the park here at Rockefeller Park. Let me move away from the speakers. So just to get started, it's been an incredible week of performances. After today, we'll have one day left, 48 performances, 24 premieres from 11 countries. It's a jam-packed festival. And I'll tell you a little bit about why we're starting a little bit early tonight. We've got a jam-packed day of performances as well today. But first, I want to thank the sponsors of the Battery Dance Festival. First, Battery Park City Authority for allowing us to bring our stage here to beautiful Rockefeller Park. Thank you, BPCA. Also, thank you to the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs with the support of the City Council. Council Member Christopher Marte, thank you to the New York State Council on the Arts with the support of the Office of the Governor and the New York State Legislator. Yep, thank you. Thank you to these government agencies. Thank you to the Harkness Foundation for Dance, the Schubert Foundation, Sesbrigg Educational and Charitable Foundation, and the Fund for the City of New York. We'd like to thank the Millennium Hotel, which is housing all of our international artists, our production partner, Crossfire Sound Productions. I also like to thank our volunteer physicians from Weill Cornell who are here, keeping our artists safe. Thank you so much. And all of the foreign consulates, foreign cultural institutes, and foreign governments that are supporting our international participants, as well as the State Bank of India. Thank you so much for the support. If you would like to support this free public event, you can make a donation by visiting donate.batterydance.org or visiting one of the tables in the back where you can make a donation by card or cash or buy some nifty Battery Dance Festival merchandise, which is an all-new color this year. If you'd like to take pictures, please no flash photography or video. Feel free to do so, but share it with us, please, on social media at Battery Dance, hashtag Battery Dance Festival. If you're interested in learning about today's program and want to know more about the artists, you can visit playbill.batterydance.org. It has all the information about the performers and the works. And if you like what you see or you missed a previous night's performance, you can watch it online, free of charge, watch.batterydance.org. We record the performances and upload them the next day for on-demand streaming for 10 days. So I hope you take advantage of that opportunity. And now the reason why we're starting early and we have an illustrious panel on stage is it's the 400th anniversary this year of the founding of New Amsterdam, present day New York City, where we all are here today. And so we've got an exciting program that commemorates that anniversary, and we have an exciting panel that's going to discuss a little bit about what that anniversary means. And I'm going to take my seat now because I'm the moderator. And let me begin by introducing the panelists. We have Noah Waxman from the Dutch Consulate, Senior Policy Officer. Rutkay Özpinar, Dutch-Turkish choreographer, resident choreographer of the Corso Theater in The Hague. Marie Poncé, a member of the First Nations and also the Thunderbird American Indian dancers. Yes. And Amy Santos, our festival manager. So happy that you've all come together to discuss this anniversary and what it means. Noah, could you start us off with today's day at the festival is called FUTURE400 at the festival. What is FUTURE400?
FUTURE400 was our way of marking this amazing anniversary of 400 years of history, of New York history, of Dutch New York history. And we wanted to do it in a way that felt appropriate for this moment in time that we're living in. It's a complicated history, it's colonial history, and we felt that there was a different way nowadays of trying to understand that. And our way of doing that was through people who make culture and make community nowadays. And we thought if we could bring people together from communities here in the New York area and people from the Netherlands that are wrestling with these issues of history and how do we reckon with history, that we could all learn something and look forward to a better 400 years to come.
Yeah, fantastic. And this collaboration with Battery Dance at the festival, that's not the only part of Future 400, right?
We have over 50 events with many different cultural institutions across the city, museums, performing arts institutions, theaters. I encourage everybody to look at DutchCultureUSA.com, and you can see all the different events that are going on both this year and next year to honor this history. And I'm particularly excited about tonight's program because it's a true collaboration between dance artists here in New York, the Battery Dance Company, and Rutkay, who's a wonderful choreographer that's associated with a theater in The Hague. And this is your first time here, not first time performing here in New York, is that right?
Right, yes.
So maybe you can talk a little bit about the history and what tonight means to you.
All right. So, hello, good evening, everyone. I'm super happy to be here. I've been to New York 2 years ago. I had a wonderful time here, but I was just wandering around through the city, and I really hope that one day I would get the opportunity to create a piece here. Little did I know that actually would happen. Back in October, Artistic Director of Battery Dance, Jonathan Hollander, contacted me and invited me to create a piece for Battery Dance premiering during the festival, and there was a special occasion to this, the Future 400, because this year, as you've heard, marks the 400th year of Dutch settlement on this land, and this subject intrigued me, inspired me, and moved me in many ways. So I got instantly inspired and I started to dig into the history, and it is not my culture, that's something I'm very aware of, but I did feel that I needed to know what happened a little bit, and it opened my eyes in many ways, so I'm grateful that I did. And I'm very happy that I can bring my art here and share it with people, because what I like to do is let everyone just have a wonderful time, delve away from reality. Okay. All good, sir. All good. So yeah, I come from a Turkish family, but born and raised in the Netherlands. So yeah, choreographer at Corso in The Hague. Yeah.
Rutkay, you said that you did some research and you were it's a complex topic and it's your first international collaboration.
Yeah.
And so, what specifically did you look into? What were some of the things that inspired you in the work that you created for Battery Dance?
What inspired me a lot is, so I took inspiration from various sources because I come from a Turkish family, but I was born and raised in the Netherlands. So immigration is a subject that took part within this piece and process, but as well as some elements from the Native American culture where they had their totem animals. One of them is the wolf, and the wolf is the symbolic animal of Turkey, or the Turkic people. And another thing that I find beautiful is that Turkic people and several Native American nations share deep ancestry with each other. And then there's me, who is a descendant from the Oz tribe, from the Turkic peoples, that was born and raised third generation in the Netherlands, and here I am in New York. It just shows me how we are connected as humans and should never forget that and celebrate that more than divide each other.
Getting? Okay, there you are. That is such a great point, because people forget that Native Americans, indigenous peoples, only in the Americas, North America, Canada. Am I losing it? Okay, here we go, good. Oh, yeah, so indigenous people are not only in North America, South America, Canada, Mexico, Central America, the Caribbean, Hawaii, but the Asia, yes, that's where I was going. How did you know? we had a marvelous fellow, Tomo Sono, who worked with us, who is a member of the Thunderbird American Indian Dancers, and he was Innu. What a beautiful culture that is in Asia, in Japan. So we don't often think of natives being in Japan, or even in the Nordic countries as well, Native American, indigenous people. So I think that's a place to come from when we're talking about indigeneity. And not to forget that it's important when we're interacting with other people who are curious about who we are and what we're doing and where we come from, that we be open in those conversations. But then if you're asking the questions, to do as he did, to go and find out a little bit and have a question to ask. You know, don't come empty-handed, oh, tell me everything. No, it's not really about that. It's about space. Native American artists need space. And Native Americans in general, you know, you have opportunities right now that are unprecedented. There's a huge influx of Native Americans in the New York City area. They're all around you. They're selling things on the corner. And some people are not taking that as an opportunity to make it right. Walking down the street. Sometimes we don't realize that they're walking right into somebody because we're already thinking we're better somehow. That's space. We can do it in little ways. We can do it in big ways too, because you know, we talk about the land acknowledgements and all that, and I sometimes chuckle about that too, because the real land acknowledgement is if I, living in Harlem, in my one-bedroom apartment, a graduate of Holy Cross College, an Ivy League school, let's say my classmate owns that building right there. Same study, same price I paid for school. What an opportunity it would be for that classmate to open up an area, just a room or 2 rooms for some artists to try things out, to share with the community. And some, of course, there are some people who do that, and there's some organizations, Chishama and Lower Manhattan Community Council, different organizations do that. But we can do more. We really can.
And Marie, could you just, because I mentioned that you were a member of the First Nations, what nations are you a part of?
Yes. Well, yeah, my name is Marie Poncé, and I am both Rutkay and Taino, which is also called Key West Conch, Key West, Florida, from Key West, Florida, and also from Eleuthera, Bahamas. I'm also Tuscarora and Cherokee from North Carolina.
Wow,
Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh, as well as Ashanti and Scots Irish.
Very diverse. And so when you were talking about creating space, I mean, how do we move in that direction? I mean, when you hear Rutkay and the research that he's done, you said that, you know, that's what's needed, is that people need to do their research before I'm coming in. I mean, what's it look like in terms of cross-cultural collaboration? I mean, is it happening? Do we need more of it? Are you happy when you hear that non-American Indians are researching and using American Indian culture as inspiration for their works?
It's a two-edged sword in a way, because it's wonderful that people are interested in what you're doing, but then it takes so very long to do the research for your own people. I mean, the things that I know from myself have taken me over 25 years to figure out. And I can sit down with you and perhaps give you everything in one moment. Is that fair? I don't know. Is that? Is it? So it's a fine line. There are situations where you can share, and it could be amazing if each person is coming from their own point of view and then sharing in that way. But then it becomes a little touchy when artists or organizations take the opportunity for someone else's intellectual property and use it as their own without compensation. And sometimes that occurs, and I think that's kind of despicable, actually. So it's a fine line. If you come from a place of respect and love, and ask yourself, how would I want to be interacted with? And dig deeper into my own psyche and say, am I operating from an old paradigm, an old way of thinking in my interaction with this lovely man here, or with these people here? Or am I freshly recreating the moment as I live, as I walk through the streets, as I go through the turnstile and don't wait for somebody because I've assumed something? These are the places that we need to start thinking from. Respect and love.
And every day, thank you. And every day is an opportunity. I mean, we really looked at the FUTURE400 program that way as well, as an opportunity not just to look at the past, but to how can we learn from each other and create things for the future. So I'm really happy to hear you say that.
And today's program, I think, Amy, if you could talk a little about that, is a little bit of a reflection of all coming together and mutual respect. Amy, what is today's program and why was it created?
So when Noah came to Battery Dance with this proposition to collaborate on a deeper scale than we usually do for Battery Dance Festival, it sort of got all of my cogs turning in my brain as far as programming. And as an immigrant myself to New York City, although I do consider myself primarily a New Yorker now, I just thought about all of the incredible immigrant communities that have really shaped this city into what it is now. And, it is a lot of basically what people think all over the world as New York is the biggest melting pot all over the world. And that is true. And so many incredibly strong immigrant communities have shaped the fabric of our culture here as New Yorkers. And I wanted to celebrate that and showcase that. So we could be here for an entire week for an evening like tonight. But since there are so many other incredible artists that we also wanted to honor this week, we're just shining a light on a few of them. So we will have some representatives from some of the kind of the strongest and most influential immigrant communities in New York City tonight. We'll have representatives from the Mexican community, the Chinese community, the African community, the South Americans, specifically the Brazilian community. And then we'll also have this beautiful modern day collaboration with Rutkay from the Netherlands as well to kind of cap off the evening. So I'm looking forward to it. You have some incredible dancing to witness tonight. I can't wait to share it with everyone. But I really do feel like it was extremely important to have a program like this and embrace all of these immigrant communities, but also make sure to honor the first people that were here.
100%. And I think it's also important as we do that to recognize Battery Dance Festival, and that something like this could only happen here in New York with this unique festival that brings so many different people from around the city and around the world together to respect each other's artistry and heritage, and we're all deeply grateful for that.
Definitely. May I add one thing to it? I think this is the beauty of art. Can you hear me? Okay. This is the beauty of art and dance, to be specific, because it's something we do without having to speak. Allows us to express our emotions, our sensations, and it's not working over. And letting the body speak. Dance does something incredible to us. Our cadence, our natural inner rhythm makes us move and dance, and we all speak the same language. It is a way to connect one another, and something that inspires me a lot within my work, speaking of cadence, is rhythm that gets us moving. And one thing I find so beautiful about rhythm is that our first acquaintance with rhythm is the heartbeat of our mothers when we were back in the womb. It's something so reassuring, tripping, and putting us in trance, and that's what happens when we're dancing. And at the end of the day, when we're all dancing, we're not talking about opinions and who knows what, but it's all about becoming one together, and that should be celebrated.
Wow. I think, you know what, just let's leave it at that, on that point, becoming one with each other, connecting, heartbeat. Thank you so much to our panel. Thank you, Noah Waxman from the Dutch Consulate, Rutkay Özpinar from the Corso Theater in The Hague, Marie Poncé from Thunderbird's American Indian Dance, and of course Amy Santos. And we're going to go right into a performance, believe it or not, by Marie. She's going to perform right now, right after the panel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.